Okay, let me ask you a question. Would you want to talk about your biggest fears, anxieties, and worries in a public setting to complete strangers? I mean, I'd be scared to do that. And so were these two teenagers. But then they faced their fear and they did it. Because they said if they can talk about it, maybe they can inspire others to do the same.
Hi everybody and welcome back to the Wish You Knew podcast.
Yes, I do suffer from anxiety and depression.
If you asked me 2 years ago, are you gonna come on a podcast and share your mental health journey? No. Why would I do that?
This is Lizzy Thurow and Autumn Heffernan, seniors at the University School of Milwaukee. They host the Wish You Knew podcast at the Friendship Circle of Wisconsin in Fox Point.
Teens interview teens about their mental health stories. We're really trying to reduce the stigma around teen mental health specifically.
These hosts have released about 15 episodes talking about their own struggles, as well as interviewing other teens.
I said I've had my struggle with mental health and I wanted to stay silent. But I was presented this opportunity and I knew that if I could be that change and help people not feel alone like I did, like my uncle did, I wanted to do that.
Her great uncle died by suicide. For teens and young adults, the suicide rate has increased by 62% from 2007 to 2021, according to a Centers for Disease Control study. The Wish You Knew podcast hopes to reach other teens so they don't feel so alone.
The more stories you hear, the less there is that this is the only mental health journey that there is. And so when we have diverse, stories, we get more of that well-rounded view of it.
The podcast started in 2023. New hosts are picked each year. It was started by the Friendship Circle because the organization wanted to give teens a platform to share their voice.
I have a teenage kid myself now, and when adults talk to teens, it's just not always the same as when teens talk to their peers. It's a much more genuine, real conversation, and they just kind of relax, pull the microphone up, and talk about their stories.
There's an oversight committee of mental health professionals that screen each episode before they're published. A new episode airs every other week. You can listen to Wish You Knew anywhere you get podcasts. If you or someone you know needs help, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is 988. In Fox Point, James Groh, TMJ4 News.